Right then, let's get down to it. Let's open the box and let's see what you get. Excuse me. So the first thing you get is, sorry, other way up, just a little note reminding you to remove the tab off the battery that's in the unit. It's a 18650 battery, it's in the unit, and you need to remove the tab that they put on there so it doesn't contact during transport. You get a lens cover, a lens cloth, and you get a very comprehensive and easy to read instruction booklet, which none of the fellas will read. We'll throw it to one side. All of the ladies will read and they'll know how to use it way before we do. It comes very secure in this box with polystyrene lining, so it will keep it nice and safe during transport. You get a couple of Allen keys and a couple of O-rings. You get a USB lead. Now this lead can be used with a PC to allow you to transfer data from the unit, but it can also be used to charge the battery whilst the battery is in the unit. If you choose not to take it out, leave it in the unit, connect it and charge it. But it can also be used to connect an external power bank to the unit for longer run times. Now, I'll chuck that to one side there. OneLeaf claim that out of a single 18650 battery supplied with the unit, you'll get up to 6 hours runtime. Now I can tell you hand on heart, I didn't get this amount of runtime out of the battery. That being said though, if you use the standby function, once the unit's turned on, a short press of the power button will put it in standby rather than turn it off. If you use the standby function like I do, I got approximately 3.5 hours out of the one battery. So that's very respectable anyway, but I will point out they claim 6 hours, I didn't get 6 hours. So you also get a suede softline bag for storing the unit when it's not on the rifle, keeping it nice and pristine. You also get a rubber eye cap, or a spare rubber eye cap. This one's slightly longer than the one that's already on the unit. I prefer the one that's on the unit itself. You get some black tape, electrician tape, which I'll explain shortly. And in my pack, I've got 3 collars. I've got a 42mm collar, 45mm collar, and 48mm collar. Sorry about that. If you do choose to purchase one of these, you will have to choose on a drop-down menu, which I'll show you now, 42, 45 or 48 to best fit your scope. You don't get all 3. Right, moving along. We'll just move that box out of the way slightly. We've got the unit itself. Now, I'm hoping you can see there's a little button there. It's a retractable button, so you pull it down towards yourself and you twist and the collar comes off. That's how you fit it to the scope. So once the collar's on the scope, you line that up, twist it, and that's how it fits to the scope. So we'll remove that and put that to one side for a minute. Okay then, fitting the unit to the scope. So let's zoom in on there. And I told you we'd come back to the electric tape. Now this is what's provided to fit the unit to your scope. So you've chosen either the 42, the 45 or the 48, which best fits your scope. However, there's always going to be a little bit of play in it. So what you're meant to do is, using said electrical tape, wind it round here and pack the area out in between the collar and the scope, thus protecting your scope from scratches, but it also provides that packing for this to clamp down on so it's nice and tight. Right then, we've got the range markers out from 10 to 100 yards so we can see the capabilities of the OneLeaf Commander NV100 night vision add-on. That hasn't got a stud on the bottom, so I can't mount it, so bear with me. This is going to be shaky, but I'm doing this unedited to try and prove to you that I'm not fudging results. It's quite difficult to get it lined up properly and hold properly, so just bear with me for a second. There you go. Right, we're out doing some range footage with the OneLeaf. You can see the range markers there. Now earlier in the review I told you there was a very minor negative about this unit. Now when I'm shooting through this unit, on playback it sounds like I'm having a heart attack, and that's because the microphone's there and it's very sensitive. It's to the point I've had to put music over it. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of electrical tape over there like that, wrap it round, and I'm going to try that. But that's the only real negative that I've got, and that's a personal thing. Some people it won't bother, but it's bothering me. It sounds like I'm having a cardiac arrest every time I listen to some playback.